Hey, good morning, everyone. Smith here. Still not feeling that great. Still trying to fight the side effects of that vaccine, but wanted you guys to make sure that you could continue your learning without me there today. So I wanted to make a video for the assignment. So again, to remind you, my expectation of you is this AP CSP. We're in the B2 class today, and you're going to be continuing your lab. So if you scroll down to week 12, on Tuesday, the plan was for y'all to finish the lab that you started last time. So to remind you, when I pull it up, it's formative number 3, Python programming practice. All right, I don't know why I downloaded it, but this is basically, there's 5 problems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can go 2 ways with this. You can create 5 different files or just one file and put them all in there. But let's go through it together. All right, so I'm going to go through it and try to explain it. If you end up not being able to hear me in class, at least you can turn on the subtitles. All right, so first things first, IDLE. Love you too, babe. All right, I'll feel better. So IDLE to open this up, and then we always do file new. You guys may have already started this. All right, you may have already started this. So I always want you to label your file. So this is formative number 3, formative 3 Python programming practice, I guess. Is that what I named it? Python programming practice, very nice. All right, so now we do the code. So what I like to do is I like to actually comment each problem. So problem 1, all right? And for problem 1, let's take a look at what it's asking you. So what it is asking you is to write code to ask the user to enter their name and print the following message. All right, so we're gonna have an input statement, and then we're gonna store it into a variable, and then we're going to print it back out. So not too hard here. So we start with the variable. Our variable is called name, and to take input from the user, we just use input, and then inside of that we need a string that is our output. So what are they going to see and answer? All right, so what is your name? We're asking what is their name. All right, so if I run this, you'll just see, oh, I need to save. Always remember to save, guys. All right, so if I run it, it asks what is your name and Smitty. All right, but nothing, we haven't done anything with that yet. So we need to come up under this, and we need to have a print statement to actually see. So I'm going to say hi, the name, plus welcome to APCSA. All right. You know, I could add something else. You don't have to, but Smitty is the best teacher around. 6, 7. All right. So we're taking input and storing it into a variable, and then we're reusing it in our print statements. So if I run this, so you can either click run and then run module, or F5. I like to just hit F5. So what is your name? Smitty. Smitty, welcome to APCSA. Smitty is the best teacher around. All right. So that's it for problem number 1. You just have to store some input into a variable and then print it out. All right, so moving on to problem number 2. Again, I like to put a comment just to stay organized. All right, so we're going to start with problem number 2. So let's take a look and read it. All right, so I'm not going to do this whole thing, but output your initials with asterisks. See an example for a student that is KEH. So for this one, you're just going to do a bunch of print statements. So print. So what I would do is I would just start by doing 1 Oh. And then did it not copy? And then I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste. All right, and then this will give me a good visual. So working on my J first. So J, and probably the middle of the J will be right there. So really I could kind of do this for a few more, right? And then decide when to start curling. So maybe now I start the curl. So really I could do boom, 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 boom. Well, may not need that one. I mean, this is going to be I'm doing a very quick week, Jay. But, oh, that's mad at me. All right, so F5 to run it. All right, that was a very quick J. Like, I want you guys to take some time and actually, get them good. So my middle initial is N, so I would just come over here next to the A and then start adding in, building my ends, right? So just do your best to get your initials. It does not have to be perfect, but I would like you to actually try, all right? So whatever your three initials are, A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, whatever they are, all right? All right, problem number 3. So let's take a look at problem 3. So problem 3, write a program that asks the user for 3 names, then print the names in reverse order. So this is a lot like problem number 1, except you're doing your input multiple times. All right, so when we take input, we have variables. So I'm going to say first for first name. So first is equal to input I don't remember what the lab says, but I'm going to say first give me name number 1. Second, again, we're inputting. Please give me name number 2. And finally, third, all right, so we got our 3 names. So now if we want to print these in reverse order, all right, so I'm going to just say names in reverse order. So let me scroll up for y'all. Names in reverse order, and I'm just going to add each name. So third would go first, but then I need a space, then second, then a space. So remember that plus sign between 2 strings, because we have strings stored into first, second, and third. That is concatenation, all right? So I forgot the plus sign. So concatenate first, all right? So if we run this, or F5, right, F5. What is your name? Smitty. And then please give me name number 1. We're gonna go my boy Derek. Then we're gonna go Peyton, and then we'll go Ethan. All right, and then it reverse ordered them, Ethan, Peyton, Derek. All right, just very easy. Just trying to make sure y'all understand input and also print statements. All right, so let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch, all right? And that's what we're gonna do in problem number 4. All right, so in problem 4, let's go take a look at it. All right, your weight is actually the amount of gravitational attraction exerted on you by the Earth. You will not that's supposed to be weight, weigh the same on the other planets. Because your gravitational attraction to you is different, write a program that accepts the user's weight in pounds and then prints off how much you would weigh on each planet. All right, so basically, we're gonna have one input statement. We're gonna ask somebody how much they weigh, and then we're gonna do some math calculations, and then afterwards we're gonna print all that information out. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so for problem number 4, you're gonna start by saying weight, and again we want their weight, so we're gonna do input. All right, so what is your weight? I'm gonna say on Earth just to be a little more, just to be a little more precise here. So what is your weight on Earth? All right, so now we need to do our calculations. So they're gonna type in their weight here, so how much they weigh, and it's gonna be stored into our weight variable. So I now need a variable for each of the planets. So their weight on Mercury is going to be multiplied by 0.4. So multiplied by 0.4 if you were on Mercury. So we're going to go back, and it's going to be weight times 0.4. All right. Their weight on Venus is going to be weight times, all right, Venus is 0.9. All right, weight, Mercury, Venus. You don't have to do Earth because that's what we typed in. So weight on Mars is the weight times 0.38. All right. So I'm just going to do 3 of these because you guys should be able to do the rest on your own. All right. So after you do all the calculations, so you guys are you're going to continue on and do Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. We're not doing Pluto. Apparently, it's not a planet. All right. After that, you need to print the information out. So your weight on Mercury would be, and then we're going to print weight Mercury and pounds. All right, but quick reminder here. We're dealing with something a little different. The answer to this, your weight, is a number, it's not a string. So because this is a string and this is a number, we have to add str around it, all right? If you remember, and this is kind of one of the big takeaways, if you remember, you can only use concatenation when it's a string and a string. So string, string, all right? Before, we had string, integer, string, integer, string, integer. So we have to add str around it to make it a string. All right. So of course, you're just going to continue on. Your weight on Venus would be plus str, weight Venus, plus pounds. Your weight on Mars would be all right. So if I run this now, all right. What is your name? Smitty. All right, please give 3 names. This time we'll go with Peyton, Zeke, and we'll do Isaiah. All right, so let me go full screen. All right, it asked me here at the bottom, what is my weight on Earth? So I weigh, let's say 185 is what I weigh. Oh, it got mad at me. Can't can't multiply by Huh. What have I done wrong? What is your weight on Earth? So even I mess up from time to time, guys. But, so it's mad here. But I'm not sure why it's mad. Let me see. I apologize, guys. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. Okay. I think I know what's wrong. All right, because we're dealing with decimals. All right, because we're dealing with decimals, and I have not taught you this yet, but because we're dealing with decimals, all right, we actually have to do an extra step. So this input normally takes it in as a string. All right, it takes it in as a string, so we need to change it to a float. All right, a float is a decimal number. All right, we could, if we wanted a whole number, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we would make this int. But because these are decimals, we need it to be a decimal. So we surround our input with float. All right, that's something we haven't talked about in class, and I kind of forgot you needed it. All right, so let's run that. Smite, Bob, Sally, Colin. All right, let me make it bigger. 185, and now it does our calculations correctly. All right, so if you weighed 185 on Earth, you'd be 74, 166, and 70. All right. So I do expect you guys to do all of these: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. All right, you should have all of them on yours. All right, problem number 5. One thing I like to do too, I like to do this. I like to do a blank print statement. I like to do problem 1. I like to add a print statement to mine. It's preference. So problem 2, just so I know which problem I'm looking at, because if you get into a lot of these, if you get into doing a lot of these, you end up with a lot of like problems printing all at once. All right, and another thing I like to do is at the bottom of each one, just do a blank print, so that way there's a line in between our outputs. So just a blank print after each one, right? So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, show you what that looks like. So if I run this, see how it says problem 1 now, Smitty? And now we have a nice space after it, and then problem 2, then problem 3, Isaac. Who else have I not? Drill. And I'll spell your name right this time, Colin. All right. How much do I weigh on How much do I weigh on Earth? 185. All right. So we're in a good spot. So we got one problem left. Problem number 5. So problem number 5, let's take a look at it. Problem number 5 says write a program that starts with seconds provided by the user and then displays the value converted into hours, minutes, seconds. All right. So this one's actually pretty tough. It's tough because you're using modulus a lot and you got to really understand modulus. So I'm going to walk through the whole problem with y'all because I need you to see one of these because they pop up a lot on the AP exam. All right, so we're going to ask the user for seconds. Guys, no. Go downstairs. We're going to ask the user for seconds, right? So we're going to do input. Give me any amount of seconds. So just any amount of seconds, right? But this gives you a string. It gives you words. We need a number, so you got to put int around it. All right, we need to wrap it to get a number. The reason we did int is we don't want our seconds to be a decimal. We want it to be a whole number. All right, so then it's doing a lot of division and modulus, right? So if we want to find out how many minutes we have, if we want to find out how many minutes we have, we take our seconds and we divide 4 by 60. All right, because we want to just drop the remainder off. We want just the whole number of seconds, right? So it's seconds divided by 60 gets you minutes, right? If I have 240 seconds and I divide it by 60, I'm going to get 4 minutes. All right, that's just math. All right, but then to get the leftover, the remainder, right? Because we used floor here. We used floor. You then have to do the mod 60. And that will get you the leftover seconds. Okay? Then we need to do the same thing with hours. So we need to take our minutes now and divide them by 60 to find out how many total hours we have. We're going to use floor, so there's going to be a remainder. So then our minutes now becomes the minutes modded by 60. All right, to get the remainder of minutes left. So then we just print it all. So we're going to print out our hours. Hope I do this right. This is a lot. All right, we're going to do a comma. Then our minutes. And then finally our seconds. All right, again, we were dealing, these are numbers, but when we print, we need them to be words. So we have to add that str around them. All right, I hope y'all are understanding that. Seconds. Okay. So let's run it. I got a feeling I might have messed up, but we'll see. Okay. Oh boy, I'm getting tired, y'all. All right, Smitty. All right, that's a good sign. It didn't crash. We're gonna go Smith, Swaney, Ryan. 185. Okay, give me any amount of seconds. All right, so we're in a good spot. So I'm curious what 1548976 seconds would be. And that'd be 4,302 hours, 42 minutes, and 45 seconds, all right? So pretty cool code, right? So at this point, guys, hopefully you finished all these. You're done. I'm sorry I'm out again. I know I keep disappointing y'all on B days, but I can't. I gotta get better before I come back because I'm just pushing through. Y'all saw how much of a mess I was yesterday, but all right. Well, I'm about to upload this to YouTube and just kind of follow along, and then we're gonna pick up in class as normal. All right. Hope you guys have a good day. Miss you. Bye.